So as a teacher, I've got 19 years working with kids in the middle, hundreds of kids on 3 continents. I taught in the U.S. in public schools. I taught in South America at a small private school, international school, and then now here in Singapore for 7 years. Strategic learning, again, there's that slide. Learning coach, and I work with kids that take my classes in electives, 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. And in some cases, they come to me in 6th grade and they stay till they're 8th, and then we still articulate into high school because of chronic disorganization is kind of the easy way to say it. There's a lot of reasons. It could be anxiety. It could be just a busy schedule that keeps them from being successful academically otherwise. And then my one takeaway from grad school is provide high structure and high choice. I think that's kind of going to be a theme that you'll see throughout this talk, is that high structure is key, but high choice has to be there as well. You can imagine high structure without choice, it's a little bit of a dictatorship, and high choice without structure is a little bit of chaos. Or a lot of chaos in some cases. What I believe that learning, everyone can learn and wants to learn. I truly believe that, and I've had lots and lots of examples of that being proved. Ownership, however, and asking the right questions have to be there for learning to happen. If I don't own something, then I don't really learn it. That doesn't become a part of me. And the same thing goes for kids. The second thing is with school. I think it's really important that we reconcile that learning and learning to play the game at school are 2 somewhat separate things but related. When kids come to school with their things, that's kind of playing the game of school. Asking for help from their teacher, being available for feedback, those kind of things. Kind of just knowing how to interface with teachers and the educational experience. That's playing the game of school. And learning is a part of that. It's just learning how to play the game in school. But I believe that deeply, that that's a necessary component for success in school. And then finally, I want my own children to take more risks than I did. And when I put risks there, I mean healthy risks. Anchors, bins, and consistency. Anchors are the things that you couldn't pull out of your kid's personality if you tried. It's something that is default. It's there all the time. And it's predictable and it's stable. You can count on it. Bins, I'll give you some examples of these as well. Bins, these are predictable as well, and they're default. They're storage. They're places where things go, and you know that they're going to be there. I have a set of keys, and I put them in the same place. When I don't, they could be anywhere. They've ended up in the fridge before, I swear to you. I have one place where I keep my keys. It is an ugly key hanging thing. But it's right in front of the door. It's right there as I walk in the door. I can hang my keys up, and they're there in the morning when I'm running late. Or even if I'm on time, they're right there. Bins, let's see, talk about that. Consistency. Now, predictable use of efficient and effective habit-forming protocols, strategies, and tools. I do this every day in my class. I do the same thing in the first part of my class with my kids. I'll talk about that in a moment. But they go through the same predictable tools, the same strategies. And as they do that, the ideal is they start to move away from some of those old habits that weren't so positive or successful or effective for that matter. And they start to move towards things that are more, they're more stable. They become more anchored, if you will. Be sure to ask questions that your child can answer. If you really want the answer, if you ask a question, you should probably expect an answer. Give time for the response. Examples are better than words. If they respond to you about an assignment and they say, I haven't done, ask them to show it to you if you're in that mode. Use objective tools. I talked about the ABCs, the agenda. I love the agenda because, again, they wrote it. But early and often talking to our kids is really important. Concrete measures, not empty, unsustainable threats. If we make, you guys know this, and so I'm almost embarrassed telling you this, but if you make unsustainable threats, your kid knows that you're not going to follow through. Again, learn from mistakes. Know your non-negotiables. Seek to understand. So if you're not sure about something, and you're not sure that you want to engage your kid directly with this piece, talk to a counselor, talk to the teacher. And then parents of older children. That's been a great resource for me. But the point that I want to get across to you today is I don't have all the answers. I have a lot of experience, and it's perspective that I'm sharing today. That's kind of it. That's what I got.